Okay, here comes another sweet little makeover for you. Again, this is to showcase our little molds that we made earlier in the week from our Technique Tuesday when we worked on the black resin with the waxes on their molds and all that jazz. So anyway, a little square here. I think the square is 8 inches by 8 inches. I think. Anyway, I am painting it with Fusion's Upper Canada, which is kind of a green apple color, as you can tell. It's really pretty. And then I'm using, these were just random flowers I had laying around from a transfer. And so anyway, I'm putting them on, as you can tell, and rubbing them on. And like I said, I'm just using scraps. I just what I had laying around. I had no plan, just picked up what I had laying around and trying to make it work. So sometimes that's the funnest. You just never know what's going to come together. Then I had this little metal plaque. I honestly cannot remember what it says right now. But anyway, and then I also had some of this gold script around. I want to say this gold script transfer is no longer available. Ugh. But like I said, it was in my scrap pile, so I started playing with it. And I just cut up all the little words to make them fit. Kind of like a little puzzle there. And if you know me, you know I love a puzzle. So anywho, I just cut them all up to where I thought they would fit around there. And got them laid out where I thought they would go, and then started applying them with a little popsicle stick, because that seems to work about the best for the little tiny transfers. This is Tammy with Flippin' Furniture, by the way, in case I haven't said that already. And if you would like and subscribe and hit the bell so you get notifications, that would be magnificent. But anyway, back to our project. Just rubbing them little transfers on. It's starting to come together. Like I said, this was just one of 3 projects that I was making just to kind of show how to use the transfers that we had made, or not the transfers, the molds, the castings that we had used earlier in the week. There's the mold that I decided to use on here. Since we had used a transfer, we have to seal it, so I'm sealing it with Fusion's Tough Coat. I had glued on I must have cut that out, or I talked through it and didn't pay attention. I glued on that metal piece with heavy body gel. And then I'm just sealing the whole thing with Fusion Tough Coat in matte. And I even did the little metal piece there. Like I said, it has a saying on there, but I, for the life of me, do not remember what it said. And it comes in a little pack. There's like, I want to say 4 of those little metal pieces, but they've come in handy. They're just a little nice little extra something something. But then I came back to the mold. Like I said, I casted it with metallic mica powders, and then I decided to add some peacock wax. Kind of added to the little gears on there, and then decided to go around the outside edges too. And I think that really made it so pretty, which it was pretty before, but I don't know. I got an idea and I had to go with it, so I decided to bring in the turquoise. Like I said, all around the edges, on some of the gears, in between the butterfly wings. Just kind of gave it another layer of pretty. Oh, it's so pretty. At least I think so. And then I decided to put some of the turquoise around the edges too. Quite a bit. I started small and then went a lot thicker, which tends to be my way, apparently. Would have been a lot easier to put that on before I put that metal piece on there, but oh well. I hadn't decided to do that yet, so I had to work around it. And I probably could have popped it off there at that point. I'm sure it wasn't glued on too tight yet, but anyway. And you don't have to add the wax either if you don't like that look. I don't know, I do. And you could take a bigger brush, soft brush, and use that instead of your finger too. But, you know, I figure it's easier to wash my finger than washing brushes. Because the waxes are kind of hard to get out of brushes. I know some people don't even clean their brush once they've got wax in it. Because it just, you know, you need mineral spirits or, you know, something pretty heavy duty to get wax out. But then I decided to come in and paint some wax in the middle of the flowers. And I thought that looked really pretty too. And then kind of smeared it out with my fingers a little bit. It was kind of addictive, so then I kind of kept going a little bit more up around the edges of the petals a little bit. Like I said, a little bit addictive. And I did the little flower buds too. Couldn't leave them out. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm still playing with the big flowers. Gosh, those are pretty. There I go to the little flowers. Just added a little bit of color to them. So like I said, that transfer would be really pretty on a piece of furniture too, and paint in that the wax on there. But anyway, and there I am gluing on the butterfly mold with the heavy body gel. And then I'm going to glue on using the heavy body gel there again. I've got these little tiny screws that you probably can't hardly see. And they are kind of silver. So there I'm taking some, I think it's rich copper that I use there, wax, to make them blend in a little bit more. I could have added some of that turquoise, would have been really pretty on there too. There you can see it. I can't read it though. Wasn't fast enough. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like and subscribe.